Welcome to Solving Politics, the only show on politics that gives you answers to today's political problems and gives you solutions as how to actually make it happen, too. I want to talk to you for a moment about the weakest position of the Republican Party, and that's abortion. Because honestly, in my opinion, pro-choice and pro-life are both extremist positions. Now, maybe you're thinking, hey, what are you talking about at Solving Politics? What else is there other than pro-choice and pro-life? Well, there's plenty. The abortion position is why you don't get the single women's vote, or one of the biggest reasons. It's why you don't get the Jewish vote, and plenty of other people. 34% of Americans, based on the survey from the Competitive Enterprise Institute, vote how you treat the least among us. And this is the biggest issue for them, or one of them. Well, pro-choice and pro-life are both extremist positions. For the last 10 years, I was pro-adoption. You save an unborn child, and you don't take away a woman's right to choose. But there's something out now that's even better than that. When I was watching TV a while back, there was a commercial for a nonprofit that was giving women free ultrasounds who were pregnant, saying that when women had ultrasounds, that 100% of the time, after an ultrasound, if they'd wanted an abortion beforehand, they went ahead and kept the baby. And I'm thinking, well, there's the answer. I already knew that anytime a woman went ahead with a birth and was committed to giving the baby away for adoption, as soon as they had the baby, they ended up keeping it. That's what these adoption agencies were talking about. I mean, what woman is going to give birth and hand the baby off to a nurse or somebody else to keep, like the quarterback handing the ball off to the running back? No woman that I ever heard of would do that. Well, how about something far better? I like the term pro-maternal. Pro-maternal is better than pro-choice and pro-life. Republicans who are so committed to the unborn should go ahead and purchase these machines, these ultrasound machines. It only costs $200 per ultrasound right now for a woman to go in and get one. Well, Republican organizations should go ahead and buy the machines and give these to the women free of charge. If she still wants to have an abortion afterwards, which doesn't seem to be the case, seems that somewhere, depending on what you read, somewhere between 70% and 100% of the time, the woman decides when she's seen an ultrasound of that unborn life inside her, she decides to keep the baby. But after that, if she's still maybe uncertain, talk her into giving the baby up for adoption. The few that actually decide to go ahead and have an abortion, well, not an abortion, but the few actually decide to give the baby up for adoption after seeing an ultrasound of their unborn child, they are going to want to go ahead and keep the baby once it's born. That would get the abortion rate down to almost zero. And it would cost next to nothing, too. As opposed to paying $200 per ultrasound, which is very little, there's 1 million abortions in this country. So that would be $200 million if Republicans had to actually go out and pay retail price for ultrasounds as opposed to buying the machines, which would get the cost down to nothing or next to nothing. Go ahead and give the ultrasounds out. If she's still not convinced, talk her into having an adoption. If for some strange reason she doesn't want to do that, and keep in mind, almost 100% of the time the woman gives birth with the intention of giving it away for adoption, they end up keeping the baby anyways. But if that doesn't work, then it's the law, that whatever the state says. If the state's for abortion, or if the state's an anti-abortion state, then it's what the law of the state is. But we're talking about so few people who are going to slip through the cracks that way. This problem is solved, and give the name for this a nice, warm, fuzzy name that it deserves, like pro-maternal. Pro-maternal beats pro-choice and pro-life. Can't say enough good things about it. Problem solved. We'll be back with another episode of Solving Politics soon.